Hi everyone, today is June 5th, it's a Wednesday, and I actually wanted to do a little knit with me today. I know I have a new filming schedule where I'll be doing, adding my knitting and crocheting into the mix, as well as continuing on with the cross stitch. So yeah, I just wanted to incorporate that in. Today I'm working on a chunky beanie, and I have this cream colored yarn that I've had in my stash. I don't know the name of it. When I bought it, there was no label on it, but it's this cream colored one. And let me see if it focuses. There we go. And it has this gold tinsel in it, and it does provide like a small halo. So I'm just doing a simple knitted beanie with it. I am planning on opening an Etsy shop in August. That's my goal. So you can kind of say I am building up inventory for it. So I just decided, let me just get on the camera real quick and just do a quick knit along. I will be doing these probably twice a week. That's the plan that I have right now, and you guys can knit with me. You guys do whatever you guys want to work on, any projects. Just something different. I know a lot of people do like stitch with me, so I figured why not do a knitted version of it. So I'm just working on a knitted beanie in the round. That's it. If you hear like a fan in the background, I do have a fan running. Currently, my apartment is at 80 degrees. That's inside. Outside, I can only imagine. We were told that the weather for the high for today was going to be about 90. So I do have a fan running, and then we'll be turning on the AC as well and keeping it on an auto so it can keep the apartment cool. But yeah, I hope if wherever you guys are, if it's hot, you guys are staying cool. I do stay hydrated. I have my La Croix here. This is the cran raspberry ones. And then we're also staying hydrated by not just drinking regular water, but as well as like Powerades. But I usually get the ones that are 0 sugar, just because I don't need that extra sugar. But I do want to stay hydrated, and yeah, I might not be working out, but it is hot and I am sweating. So I just want to stay well hydrated, and those help. So I stay with usually the mixed berry or the grape. And then my husband takes them to work too. I usually freeze his overnight, and then that way he has something cold to drink throughout the day, since he does drive. And he's always in and out of the vehicle that he's in, going into the schools and dropping stuff off to them. So I can just imagine how hot it is. Even if you have an AC in your car and the sun's still beating down, it just makes things uncomfortable. So you do what you can, I guess. So yeah, what are you guys working on this week? Are you guys working on stitching again? Are you guys picking up a different hobby? Tip for any painters out there: if you need anything to dry fast and the heat's coming up, perfect time of the year to get those paintings done. At least getting anything that has to do with paint, like spray painting or acrylic paints or anything like that. Having this heat really does help move along those projects. That way you're not waiting days or weeks for something to dry. You just go ahead, put a layer of paint down, and couple hours later, it's bone dry and started painting again. That was what I used to do a lot when I was in high school and I had any painting projects. I would wait till it got hot so that I can be able to speed through my paintings instead of painting in the wintertime where you're going to wait several days for something to dry. So I guess like the seasons, projects change. So yeah, that's a tip for you guys if you guys are any painters out there. Yesterday I dyed my hair, and a result of washing out my hair dye, I received a free manicure on my hands. Excuse this nail, that nail polish chipped off, but everywhere where you see the blue, the hair dye dyed my nail polish that I had underneath. So I was like, cool, I don't have to paint my nails. I will be taking it off though, because this one nail does bother me, and I noticed it this today. Before I started filming, I should have done it, but I didn't. But it's okay. So have blue nails for the day, and then they'll be coming off. At least I hope that the nail polish remover takes it off. It should, though. At least I hope so. So right now I'm just doing a simple knitted stitch in the round. Nothing crazy. It is a 1x1, so it's stitch 1, purl 1, stitch 1, purl 1 for the ribbing, and then I'm just doing knitting in the round. That's it. There's really nothing too difficult on this. I taught myself how to knit watching YouTube, and I had some basic knitting, but only with the 2 needles, nothing that was like in a circular needle, and I just only knew how to do scarves. That was it. I knew how to start them, but I couldn't finish them, so my mom would finish the scarves for me because I had no idea how to do that. And in college, actually, I had 3 friends that were really close my first year of college, and so as a Christmas gift to them, I made them scarves, and they each got a different colored one. I think one got like a blue one got a pink one, the other one I believe got a green one, I think. Can't really remember, it's been a while. And so I spent a couple of months making them at the same time I was going to school. So I made the beanie. I made the scarves, and my mom finished them, and then I gave them to my friends as a Christmas gift. So that's what they got. I've always enjoyed the fiber arts. I find them very relaxing. I find them therapeutic. There are people that don't have patience for it, but they love and can appreciate the artwork and the patience people have for these crafts. I just really enjoy them. I've always had a soft spot for them. So working on them, I enjoy it. I enjoy the time. I enjoy the activity of these. They could be an expensive hobby if you're not too careful, though. I think with every hobby, you have a budget of what you can and cannot spend. You have a monthly goal of what you want to do with that project or how much of that project you want to get completed. So it all comes to play. I think a hobby starts becoming enjoyable when you feel like you have to do it and just don't enjoy it anymore. I'm glad I've never felt that way before. I do take breaks though, because I don't want to burn out. And I've had issues where I do burn out, and then I just don't want to pick up anything, and I just go into just reading books, and that's it. and then I don't pick up at projects for a while. The other issue that I have too is I have insomnia, and I also have restless leg syndrome. So because I have both of those, having a fiber art project like knitting, crocheting, and cross stitch actually helped me take my mind off of my restless leg syndrome, so that I'm not focusing on that and my hands are busy and my brain is thinking, okay, don't mess up this stitch, don't mess up that that color combination, whatever it may be. So it's keeping those two busy, so I'm not focusing so much on my legs. And then at the same time, doing the rhythmic pattern is somewhat therapeutic, and it is somewhat of a, I wouldn't say like cooing, but it does help me wind down to the point where it's just so much repetitiveness that my brain slows down, and it tires me out in a good way, where it's like, okay, you're doing the same thing over and over again. My brain is slowing down. I can go ahead and go to sleep. So I do mostly my knitting and crocheting at night, just because I don't really have to think about it that much if it's the same pattern. For example, this, I'm just going in the round, so I don't have to think about it. I can just sit there, have something playing in the background, and eventually it just tires me out and I can go to sleep. So that's how I find it very therapeutic, and it does help a lot. Look how much we've done so far, you guys. Not bad. Keep going. So yeah, I've always enjoyed the fiber arts in that sense. I also read an article on Facebook. I believe, I think it was a Huffington Post article, or I can't remember where, but I think it might have been a Huffington Post article where someone, the article is based off a woman who lived in the UK, and she was overweight, and so she decided to pick up knitting. And in the process of knitting, because it kept her hands busy, she wasn't overeating or snacking as frequently throughout the day. And after several months of her just doing knitting and whatever she was working on, keeping her hands busy and away from the food helped her lose weight. And she lost, I believe they had said, about 15 pounds by keeping her hands busy with a project. And there had been, in that same article, they said that her doctors were really surprised and asked her, like, what have you done? Have you changed your eating habits? And she basically said that she was knitting, and that helped her from overeating and not snacking as frequently throughout the day. She still had her meals like normal, but reducing the amount of food by knitting helped her lose the weight. And there has been studies done that knitting and crocheting both help with therapy. They help with memory recognitions. There was an article too that there was an elderly man who was having issues with memory. He had, I believe, dementia, and he couldn't remember anything. And so at the nursing home, they had knitting days, and so he picked up knitting, and over the course of several years, just the repetitive motion, and I think the concentration of it also helped him gain back some of his memory. He was able to remember things that he didn't remember years prior, and that was really surprising for a lot of doctors, and obviously he was very grateful for the fact that he could remember things. And I do think that some of these, I guess, lost arts, as some people like to call them, do have the healing power of different things for humans. I mean, for some people, just having the fact that you can knit helps with reducing stress, losing weight. It can help with just being able to focus. If you have a hard time focusing on something and you just want to unwind, it could be a relaxing project. They've also given this to people who have anger issues, to basically force them to, you know what, stop, slow down, breathe, work on something to release your anger and not physically hurt anybody or yourself. I've seen documentaries where they have knitting classes in prisons to help inmates with their anger issues. Of course, it's highly guarded by security guards so nothing goes wrong, but that some of these prisons that have this class, I guess, have seen a reduction in anger from these inmates. So the knitting does have a lot of health benefits. I know it sounds funny to say that, but it does. And I think it's great that more and more people are slowly trying to get into it nowadays. And it does get expensive depending on the type of yarn that you buy and the needles that you buy. But if you just buy something from your big box store just to enjoy the process, or just even to learn to see if you like it, or just to practice, I don't see anything wrong with that. You might fall in love with it. And then, of course, you put a little money aside and get the more expensive yarns, you know, like the mohairs or the expensive 100% color dyed from specialty shops. Or you can even buy different variations of yarn, like the sock weights or DK worsted sports, whatever it is. After a while, you just get into it a little bit more and more, and you find out what you like. And then it's a project that you'll always have, a secret talent that you will always have with you if you practice and do that. So since I've been knitting, I've made countless beanies, baby blankets, scarves, and I enjoy all of them. I don't keep them all. I have 2 blankets that I have. I have one that's a throw on my couch and one that's a blanket for my husband in the Red Sox colors. And then I have one scarf that I made for myself, and it's an oversized scarf. I've made one other oversized scarf and I sold it, and I'll tell you guys a story on that next time. And I've made several beanies that I've given away, and I've made, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I think like 7 baby blankets as baby shower gifts for several family members and friends and stuff like that. So yeah, I really enjoy knitting. I enjoy crocheting. I enjoy cross stitch, painting as well, and reading. So all those things I think are very helpful for me anyway in keeping busy and relaxing and just enjoying myself. Well, I'm going to finish up the round. I'll probably finish working on this the rest of the day. But thank you for spending time with me today and helping me get this far on my project. That's as long as my pointer finger. It's about 3 inches maybe of work done that we did while filming, which is not bad. I hope you guys are staying cool wherever you're at. I know it's only going to get hotter for us here, so hopefully you guys are all staying cool and hydrated wherever you're at. Thank you for spending time with me today and learning a little bit more about me and my knitting adventures. Thank you for commenting, liking, and subscribing. I really appreciate it, you guys. As of today, I have 11 subscribers, so thank you for all the new subscribers. I really appreciate you guys liking and being part of my YouTube channel. I appreciate it. I thank you guys again. I hope you guys have a great day, and I will see you guys tomorrow with some cross stitching. Thanks.